Hello and welcome back to Arena 51. I am the extremely floating head Geo.
Woo!
And as you can tell by the hat that I'm wearing today, I took this picture before the cast. My camera is still broken. We are going to be watching the combat Wombats, and they will be facing the Spirit of Salzgitter. My name is Gio. I'll be casting for you today alongside the wonderful Spag. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope I'm not muted. The amount of streams I've started with my microphone muted is too many. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm ready to come back. I haven't been casted for a while. Haven't seen a lot of Overwatch for a while. So I hope these teams, I mean, you would know since you coach them, right? But I hope these teams come out with some great plays.
Yeah, and if they don't, I'll be here to represent.
Pen and pencil in hand.
I will try not to be too mean to the Wombats, but they can use this as, well, I guess a way of, coaching. It's like live coaching for them, right?
Live coaching, yeah, I guess. So, actually, since you know the roster of Combat Wombats, are there any specific players we should watch out for? Or do you think just they work really well as a team overall?
Well, for who's here today, there is going to be two ringers. Emily coming in and Alex. So that means that your usual Dark and Mary Perry will not be in. So I guess in terms of main roster members, Nico is a very consistent and intellectual support player.
Big brain.
Big brain.
Support player. Normally you'd get the intellectual fight planners, but it's interesting that his intellect has been put into
be
support.
the main tank.
Oh, I see. There you go. Makes sense.
Yeah, main tank dominance. And of course, they were our second place team in the Arena Plat division. So close to getting that championship, but Team Fire of A51 were the victors that day. So, in the Plat region, Plat Gold region, they're pretty decent.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So they're undoubtedly going to come out with a lot of plays. I hope so. Definitely hope so. I'm hoping to see some wild comps being thrown at us. I'm always a huge fan of, the Bastion TP comps, stuff like that. Something that breaks away at least a little bit from the meta, but I don't know. Do you think maybe they'll come out with that or stick to their guns?
I'm going to be fully honest, Bag. I was looking at the drawing of Chungus in your background and I did not hear what you said.
It's my meme wall. Actually, you know what? I think these players are still waiting on someone, so we can take a closer look if you want. Here's the meme wall. There we go. Look at all those memes.
Pikachu, Sad Wario, Stonk. Well, I wonder which team Stonks are going to be going up after tonight.
True. You know what? Maybe if they go up significantly, I'll gift them the Stonks drawing. How about that?
What?
A reward on the line for you there.
Wow, better than any championship title. the Stonks drawing.
Who needs a silly little trophy? You get a small drawing from me. Yeah, much better.
We should do that for the arena. You don't get a trophy. You get you get a piece of paper of a drawing.
Hell yeah, worth its weight in gold. So not much.
You could sign it and it would be valuable.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's maybe. Well, if you want us to do that, then let me know. I'm not sure what I
with your name, if you signed it, someone might think that someone's just writing their shopping
list
on
of all things to write a shopping list on. I like it. A weird shopping list as well. Only SpaghettiOs.
That is funny.
Only the most important stuff.
Only the most important, of course.
Lovely.
And, well, I don't know about these teams specifically because it's an open SR tournament, but maybe there's some practice for goats that could go on. It is an open SR tournament, and today's scrim is roughly 2.5k, so I doubt they would join. I mean, you can for fun.
Yeah. No, I think that's what one of the teams did in the Arena Diamond, the six pack. They were just kind of joining for the fun, and they did get absolutely clobbered, but they stuck to their guns a bit, and I appreciate them swinging around. It sounded like they had fun as well. So you know what, more power to them. They're the real winners.
Yeah, and I believe they were knocked out by Ordnungsamt, which you may recognize the logo of Spirit of Salzgitter is actually the same logo that Ordnungsamt used. So I wonder if there's a connection in the teams there.
Maybe. It's always interesting to see some overlap, some familiar names. You're like, wait a minute, I recognize you. So maybe
I recognize the name Immanuel Kant for sure.
Yeah, that's because
Great philosopher.
he's a great philosopher.
Yes. Great philosopher, great Overwatch player also,
Apparently. Heard it here first. Philosophers equals great Overwatch players. Maybe that's what you need to rank up. Get into a bit of philosophy, you know.
Yeah, if you don't have that philosophy, why are you even scrimming? You know?
Exactly. Lovely stuff. But yeah, I think they're still deciding on the map, but I think we had a member come in. No, maybe they're just left. I don't know. I'm debating, but apparently one of their members were stuck in a ranked game, which is why they are a bit late to the starting.
Maybe Emmanuel Kant's fallen asleep since they are roughly, I think they'd be 220 something years old right now.
I love how you know so many facts about Emmanuel Kant. Absolutely love it.
I watched what's the show, The Good Place, and he was mentioned so often. I was like, all right, I'm gonna Google this fella.
Yeah.
This bloke.
Fair enough. Can you give us some facts about him? I mean, you've already proven your worth. You already know he's like upwards of 200 years old now.
Well, he was from Prussia. That's Prussia with a P.
Wow.
Of course, during the Age of Enlightenment, big name in Western philosophy. One of his quotes, actually, you can attribute to being good for scrimming.
Yes.
Which is, experience without theory is blind. But theory without experience is just intellectual play. Or there's probably more... something intellectual play. But basically, what it means is, if you're just scrimming, you just log on, you scrim, you log off. A couple days later, you scrim, you log off. You're kind of shooting in the blind a little, right? Because you're not using that as a way to think, okay, what went wrong? Here's how we can do it. Let's VOD review. These things that surround the scrim that make the learning environment. So, do your VODs, kids.
Do your VODs. And that also links to you being Combat Wombats coach as well.
Yes.
It goes full circle. Incredible.
Yes. I'm more of a philosopher than a coach sometimes. Although there is something that caused a lot of controversy when it came to coaching Combat Wombats. I improvised this new game called the Tally Game, which was basically I would watch what they were doing.
Yeah.
And if I would have communicated something in their place, they get a tally. So the person who wins is the one with the least tallies.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. Why was it controversial?
It was controversy because as soon as the matches were over, they were like, Gio, what's the tally? I don't care about coaching. What's the tally? Tell me the tally.
Just give it to me straight. Give it to me straight, Gio.
It was more competitive than the game itself. And I was like, this isn't what I meant to do.
I love it. Gamifying it.
Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, nice. But it looks like we are in the first map. Busan is their map of choice. And yeah, it looks like Combat Wombats going for a divey composition, whereas Spirit are kind of flirting with a more brawl.
Yeah, so what you're going to quickly see here, if we stick on this, of course, Combat Wombats having that six-man composition is popular on Busan Downtown, but what counters six-man is brawl. If you speed a Reinhardt into Winston, that Winston ain't gonna have a very nice time. So if the Spirit of Salzgitter? Spirit of Salz.
Spirit of Sal. Sal's spirit.
Yeah, if the Spirit Squad
Spirit
recognize
Squad.
that, then they can rush right into Combat Wombats and basically just out-composition them. But it'll be all down to how the teams play into each other here.
I'm looking forward to it. Truly. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but with this Sombra pick, they're looking to kind of rotate into this pack rather than immediately onto point, right? And once they get that down, they have a lot more ground to cover.
It's likely you'll see both teams go for the pack. Obviously, Combat Wombats will get it hacked, but if the speed of play is fast and the team fight is immediate, then it will immediately go in the way of the Spirits. So Combat Wombats need to be careful that they don't play into their counter.
Oof. Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. SimTP's coming out with the switch onto Tracer for the side of Spirit. Looks like both of these teams collide onto Pack, but it is going to be a rush composition. Kind of getting a lot of ground first. The hack does come through, but Teddy drops a huge pick just outside of the lamp. Literally millimeters away from that lamp saving his life, but that is going to give Combat Wombats a lot of pressure. They're just going to come straight through. Without that, Ryan, you've lost a lot. Looks like Tio is going to sneak in a little kill there onto Cam, so it's not all over yet, but the picks are slowly trickling toward Combat Wombats' side, and as the point unlocks, it looks like that's the first fight down.
Yeah, when you're that Reinhardt, you do have to recognize that you're up against a Reaper. That's a lot of damage that's going to come onto you, and you do have to play with that knowledge. Of course, your Diva Matrix should be helping with that as they wrap around to the Mega Drone.
Oh yeah, looks like they're going to rotate from Pack to point. Here comes the Coalescence to keep the members of Combat Wombats alive. Teddy drops down again! A very unfortunate pick there, but huge play by the Sombra, capitalizing on that one. And yeah, I mean, with Teddy down, like you said, you lose a lot of your team. Two picks, though, do come for the favor of Spirit. They've managed to clean off Cam and that Sombra. Two really valuable players to get rid of. If they can keep that momentum going, maybe get rid of the Diva, they could potentially have a lot more momentum to carry it forward. The bomb going to be invested onto point, catches out Lunatic, but number 4 Lunatic gets a nice stick onto Nico, denying a lot of heals there for Combat Wombats, and it's going to be the Cassidy coming in hot with a double kill for the side of Spirit, and they are going to get that point as Teddy returns with 45% on the point for Combat Wombats, though. It's not all over yet.
Yeah, these are both brawl-based compositions, which is why these fights are so long-lasting. It is basically the mid-fight where the brawl comps find their peak, and as their resources degrade over time, it gets less and less effective. And of course, the 6-man has a little bit less resources, especially with the Moira and the healing ability. But Shatter ready from Teddy.
Shatter is ready from Teddy. Let's see if he can, smash this one down. Looking for an opening, I think. In the meantime, people are just kind of rotating around, flirting with it as they finally engage onto the high ground. The Diva is there to try and boop him away. The Bat manages to get out with his life. Diva drops very low, but does have a bomb to try and keep their mech together. The bomb is used, doesn't catch anyone. Teddy coming up behind them with a Shatter, potentially to use right in the face, but the bubble there is going to stop that. The Coalescence, yet again, coming out from Nico. The High Noon as well, from the side of Spirit. Does manage to catch Emily, so no speed for this rush composition. As they can't really seem to get an opening onto the point. This Brawl is just holding it down so well. The Primal Rage is going to have to be used to juggle them about, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, it's certainly not, and as they keep it going, it's all in control of Spirits. I think that was called for a reset there, but it really did not go well for them as they had a big prolonged fight and did not get the point. But looking now, they have the EMP. It's all about making sure you catch the Lucio in the EMP, because Beat is ready from the great philosopher himself.
About to drop some philosophical beats in the face of this potential EMP. We'll see how that one goes as the EMP comes out, or looks like it's gonna slowly come out here. They ingress onto the point, and there it is. Catches 4 members at once. The Beat is there. Doesn't catch the Lucio. Like you said, a huge counter to that amazing ultimate. But Spirit have the numbers under their belt. They also have a bomb. Going to be invested onto the point. Doesn't catch anyone, but pushes them all off. A bomb of their own from the side of Combat Wombats used in mere desperation. to try and spread them out. But the high noon window combo with Lunatic as well. It's all too much for Combat Wombats to deal with as it ticks into overtime. 99%, they're just trying to get bodies on for a Hail Mary play, and that is it. Spirit going to take that first map.
Yep, well, science is organized knowledge and wisdom is organized life, said Kant, as he got that beat in and saved the team from that EMP. And after the EMP, there wasn't too much the Wombats had in the arsenal up against all the ultimates of the Spirits.
Oof.
But as I said, they did kind of do well up against what is essentially the composition that counters them. And as we now kind of settle in and we move to Mecha Base, it's likely we will be seeing a change in composition to a more traditional brawl from the Wombats as they slowly choose their heroes. Yep, they will. And that's going to meet basically a mirror comp on the other side, although I wonder if they will keep this Tracer, because it's an odd pick to have a Tracer with a brawl composition. It's definitely not a meta pick at all. So I'll be curious to see if that's what Lunatic swaps over to again.
Yeah, I mean, they did seem pretty confident on that Tracer, and yeah, like you said, a bit of a weird pick, but it's also like a good Tracer, regardless of the comp, can just be so brutal to your backline, you know, just constantly weaving in and out. A good pulse bomb to maybe get like even just one kill to open up a fight is usually enough to snowball. So we'll see if Lunatic swaps onto that. In the meantime, it's all eyes on Combat Wombats to try and potentially get a map up onto Spirit.
Yeah, definitely. I think Combat Wombats will fare a lot better on the standard brawl. Against the Tracer is a little bit strange, and especially the Soldier as well if they keep it. But I think if they play the standard DPS lineup of Mei Cassidy, they can utilize the walls, the CC of the Cass, and just outperform the different picks in the DPS lineup. They can basically just afford to play faster because they have a lot of control in that medium to short range.
Yes, yeah, and that is kind of where you want to be in the brawl comp. That medium short range is where you're most effective, right up in the face, and this is the map for it. You know, enclosed spaces, some good rotations you can make around point to get into their face. So yeah, potentially we will be seeing some of that. I do want to give a shout out to Orcio, give my name back in chat for the 16 months. Thank you for that. Hoping you're liking the content. And I'm sorry about your name being stolen. Very unfortunate.
Yes, and Jezreel with the 12 months now. That's 1 year.
Woof. Amazing. And Geo with the 11 months, almost a year. Yes, we do see the swap onto the Tracer, like we said. And yeah, it's going to be Combat Wombats getting most of the space nice and quickly. The Maywall comes in to try and segregate them, doesn't get any members too far out of position there. So the wall down now, it's up to Spirit for some maybe sneaky rotations back onto the point. The lamp used nice and early for Wombats, and the Maywall coming out again, sectioning off the Reinhardt. Teddy dropping low. The lamp, though, is there to save them. It's going to be Cam going down early, but Teddy to trade. Kills left, right, and center, but Spirit having the advantage as they take down the May, take down the Cassidy. The bat falls as well, and that is going to be Spirit getting the better of Combat Wombats there.
Yeah, straight up mentality differential right there, because the killer instinct just left the Combat Wombats. They ran up to them at the speed that they needed to, and then stopped. They were scared to progress from that point, which allowed the other team to basically kite them into what they want. Now they'll be pushing into a window. They do have one of their own, so let's see who is back.
And both windows are dropped nice and early in on the fight. It looks like Combat Wombats going to push past both of them. A very good move there. The lamp is used early, but the stick there from Lunatic getting rid of Jin early. I mean, this Tracer swap, although it doesn't work with the composition, seems to be coming in clutch with just pure mechanics from Lunatic there. And yeah, off the back of that, I think Spirit feeling a bit more confident. Teddy caught out a bit. The charge from Cam, though, doesn't quite manage to connect. So Teddy can live to see another day, but not for long as Cam swings his hammer straight into his face, gets rid of the backbone, and now Combat Wombats can start taking space, can start chewing them apart. They don't really know where to go, though, looking for some picks, potentially going to drop down to the point after they get a nice pick onto that Tracer, and yeah, that is going to be them with the fight won, 50% on the point for Spirit. I mean, this is kind of like a reverse of what we saw last match.
Yeah, but they again are just taking their time now. Yeah, they've lost Jin. It's now full sides on Spirit, but it's all about point control now. Wombats in the void, but they're going to open up with another window from Nico in this fight.
God, the windows are just absolutely impeccable. A charge from Cam, also catching out Teddy. A pretty brutal pick there. The bomb invested onto point from Combat Wombats doesn't quite manage to get anyone. Lunatic with a nice pick onto Nico is going to be the one to look out for. Cam with a double kill as well. Absolutely going ham on that Reinhardt with the help of Lunatic as well. This team just seems absolutely unstoppable. And yeah, looks like the point is going to go over to Spirit after that pretty hectic fight.
Yeah, moving into this next fight, Teddy does have the shatter a little bit before Cam, but with a good fire strike, Cam will catch up. The main thing here is the fact that Alex did not use that Blizzard last fight. They kind of needed it last fight, and they definitely need it in this upcoming one.
Ooh, the shatter comes down from Teddy. Very clutch. Managing to charge out Alex, and that is going to be their one win condition gone. No May, Blizzard, and Spirit just clean that up. Before it even really started, I mean, I love the aggressive engage.
Yeah, it was a little bit too aggressive that time, actually. Kind of neglecting the fact that Teddy had shower. 10% of the board is do or die for the touch, and that's going to really panic the Combat Wombats in this final fight if they can even touch the point.
Oh, they do manage to just about get there. Dropping the freeze as well. This could be their main stake to getting that point back. They do manage to freeze Teddy, who just about gets picked off as well. High Noon coming from Jin doesn't connect with anyone as Lunatics takes them out just before it can proc. The sight's going to be used from the soldier, from the legs, looking at everyone nice and hard. Doesn't get any picks though, as the shielding and defense matrix are there from the tank line of Wombats. Beat used by Spirit. They're not giving up without a fight. The point flips over with a bomb to push Spirit off. But there are a lot of members of Spirit still alive, still ready to contest. But now the point is in Combat Wombats' favor. They need to hang on to it. The beat of Combat Wombats' own coming out. This could be where they turn the tide of the fight. The bomb used as well from Spirit to get a lot of space, but the barriers are up on point, giving them that extra natural cover to try and avoid that wave of damage. And this fight is just going on and on.
Yeah, big prolonged fight, but definitely swinging the way of the Spirit, especially if this pulse bomb. Big shadow though coming out from Cam. The pulse bomb will cancel the follow-up though, and that's going to be the Spirits winning out in Busan. But of course, it's a scrim we play all the way.
We play all the way with a score on the door for Spirit after that amazing fight. I gotta say, I feel like they're just super quick with these engages, Spirit, you know, especially with the Tracer opening up a lot of opportunities there. They managed to just capitalize on it so fast.
Yeah. When you do flanks with characters like Tracer and such, sometimes doing just a little bit of tickle damage can really unstable a team in their decision making, and it's working extremely well against Combat Wombats, who are feeling the slight pressure from the Tracer, and I don't know if it is that or what it is, but something is stopping them just going in with the brawl, and that is where they're struggling, the actual engage, because multiple times they would run up to the team and then stop.
Yeah.
But like Spirit were not doing that, and Spirit were getting away with a lot more than they should have.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Combat Wombats are a little scared of their opponent, a little scared of the potential that they carry. And I mean, I would be too, to be honest, if I was in their shoes. Spirit look pretty strong at the moment, and it always is scary when a brawl is rushing at you with, you know, witless abandon, just completely mowing you down. It's kind of the namesake of the composition. Maybe we'll see a bit of a different playstyle from Spirit if they swap off to another comp. Time will only tell, but I do think Combat Wombats definitely have what it takes to not make this a sweep, you know? They have definitely got the better of Spirit a good couple of times.
On this big open wide map, you're likely to see different comps coming in from both sides, although Teddy's still on the Reinhardt is making me question that. But the Wombats you see moving on to a kind of ball Sigma composition here, with that Zen Brig, which is a very meta in the higher SR tiers of Overwatch. See some great Zenyatas in A51.
Ooh.
Wah from Allergic to Objective is who immediately comes to mind when I think of Zenyatas. But no, yes, sticking to Reinhardt here, actually.
I guess we'll just have to see it. My eyes are drawn to the Genji, if I'm honest. Bit of a wild play. No Ana Nano to back up that blade. We'll see how well that goes as the Ryan composition rotates to this high ground. Meanwhile, the Bull Sigma is taking it from point side as the point has 10 seconds to unlock. Both of these teams just kind of at a stalemate. Oh, and it's the Philosopher who gets the opening pick on the Lucio. No less. Absolutely incredible play there from the support lineup of Spirit, and that's going to give them the confidence that this brawl needs to rotate into them and, yeah, push Combat Wombats all the way back.
Yep. The Lucio said to the Tracer, happiness is not an ideal of reason, but of imagination. And that certainly was the case as Jin was sent back to spawn. Now, this composition that the Combat Wombats are playing really need to play the angles against what the Spirits have right now, because that's the biggest weakness in this proto-rush, proto-dive composition. The DPS lineup have the mobility, but the tanks and the support lineup, not so much.
Exactly, yeah. Not so much indeed. I'm looking at Lunatic at the moment, who's going in for a pulse, or was until they got caught out by the Brig there. Still in the backline, wreaking havoc, keeping this ball occupied. In the meanwhile, we do have them just kind of biding their time, getting the poke out, and Lunatic does take out that ball, but it is traded for. I think the ball can get back nice and quickly, as well as the Lucio, as well as the Tracer. But yeah, 2 picks for the side of Combat Wombats. This could be them rotating into point. Let's see what they do with it.
It's taking a long time, and it's because they're not saying what I was suggesting is the strength. They are singularly choosing one angle and going for that. But there we go. Cam on and off angle here, trying to create some disruption. But still not quite working out for them as Alex goes down. This fight continues to go in the direction of the Spirits.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Teddy drops dangerously low thanks to the off angle from Cam. But in the meantime, we have the beat coming out from Spirit and the window as well. The blade is going to be used as well from the Genji. So Spirit are hard investing here. Alex just managed to get rid of that with the visor. But as it ticks up to 99%, Combats really need something more. And I think that something more is going to be in the hands of Cam and Alex, both DPSs of Combat Wombats. The flux from nobody comes through, catching Teddy. Pretty huge, but forces out the bomb from the Diva. And yeah, Spirit still look like they have a hold of it. Honestly, it's really all of Spirit on point versus just Cam, who's doing a great job at contesting for as long as they can. But yeah, it's only a matter of time before Spirit collapses onto them and wins the map.
Yeah. If Spirit can win with that composition on this map, then there's going to be a long series for the Combat Wombats.
Indeed, that is very true. But I mean, the Combat Wombats did, you know, get the better of them a couple of times. Especially in those early maps, it was definitely a lot closer. But, you know, for now, Spirit definitely look like they're on top, as well as our scoreboard not working. Let me try and fix that. 2 secs.
Well, I think I will say, if I were to Combat Wombats, I would force them into brawl scenarios, because it's when it's the brawl versus brawl where they're getting leeway, they're getting somewhere with it. Meanwhile, when they're playing compositions that aren't rushed, they're struggling to understand how to go into this unique composition with the DPS lineup that are more divey or pokey with the soldier, or you know, even with the Genji Tracer brawl comp. It's very spicy. I very much like to see this kind of variation. At this elo, it works fine. At this elo, it's more about what you're comfortable playing and what you're good at than the meta itself. But I think it's very easy for Combat Wombats to find a way against it, because if there's a flanking Tracer in a brawl versus brawl, the advantage is massively in the side that does not have a flanking Tracer. Because you just go into the main team. If you go into the main team, it's 6v5 until the Tracer catches up, and then hopefully by that time, you have two more you have one more DPS on the other side. You wall them off. You utilize the fan, the hammer, the stun.
Yeah.
There's so much more that you can do with the standard DPS. So you just need to run into them and don't be scared. Just run into them.
It's all about that initial aggression. I do find that a lot of team fights, you can tell who's going to win it based on who ults first and who are the aggressors. Because a lot of times that kind of gives you the advantage, the element of surprise, or just the pure aggression coming from it. It does tend to, you do tend to win a lot more fights if you are the first ones that hit, are the first ones that ult, and that send it home. So yeah, maybe Combat Wombats will begin to realize this and adapt their playstyle. We'll just have to see.
Well, they have chosen Dorado here, so likely going to be practicing their dive. Obviously, I've got the insight. I know that we just recently did a lecture on dive. Well, I did a lecture on dive, and Crumble talked about Gibraltar.
Nice.
That wasn't meant to sound like an...
It sounded like a dig. It's like, then classic Crumble talking about Gibraltar again.
Oh, he's always talking about Gibraltar.
What is he like?
So I do know that they've just had a big session on dive. So if they don't do very well, then LFT is coach. Is what I'm saying.
Oh no. But yeah, I mean, maybe your coaching will bring them a new lease of life, a new lease of aggression. And yeah, we do still see a brawl come out from the side of Spirit, a Zarya brawl, which we haven't seen in so long. I do love a good Zarya brawl, a lot more slow than the typical D.Va brawls that you do see, and I think I jinxed it as they're gonna switch to D.Va, and yeah, that's fair enough. D.Va does offer a lot more utility with that defense matrix and a lot more peel, so
Brawl
it's fair
on
enough.
Dorado. Oh me, oh my, do we have a Brawl one-trick team?
We might do.
Could just be, because Dorado isn't really a Brawl heavy thing. Like, I would play Monkey here, I'd play Ball here, I would not play Ryan. In fact, Ryan is the last main tank that I would personally play here. If I was going to play Ryan, I would close hold in that red building, the one below the soldier right now, actually. You can hold in there and do a kind of close hold thing of a brawl. But hopefully, with the dive of the Wombats, they should be able to find a lot of free space against this brawl.
Hopefully. And yeah, we do see the Symmetra on the side of Combat Wombats as well. Looking for a cheeky Sim TP. I mean, you'll know more about their strats than me, I'm sure, as their coach. So my eyes are on these kind of top buildings to the far side of the defensive hold that Spirit are currently holding. But the D.Va is there, the Philosopher there to stop them in their tracks. So yeah, if they choose to TP there, then they could potentially be met by an angry D.Va and scouted out before their plans unfold. But I think the dive is just superior. Even if they get spotted out, they have that mobility to just rotate around the map.
For sure. And I guess there's no point not revealing the main things I was talking about.
Go on then, go on.
It was basically scout, stage, engage. Scout,
Right.
stage, engage. Because a lot of teams will find an issue. They're like, I don't know what to do. I keep trying to set up, but I don't know where to engage. And when I do, it doesn't work out. It's because you're not scouting. If you don't know where you're jumping, why even bother? Get that scouted, know where you're going, dive a location or a character, and you'll have much better time than if you don't know where you're diving.
That's top tips. Top tips for sure. I think they're putting that into practice there, having scouted it out with the D.Va. They managed to kick back the D.Va. The Reaper going to teleport behind the Winston, push him off that high ground nice and quickly. But yeah, at the moment they're just poking, looking for space and looking for that engage.
Yeah, and they're getting that payload pushed up. They're slowly making the space on the high ground to set up for that next level. Unfortunately, Cam will go down there. Of course, playing the Zen on the defense, that Discord orb plus just the damage that they output is going to be a lot of trouble for them if they're caught in their staging.
Yes, that's for sure. Looks like they're being a bit aggressive with this brawl, trying to rotate into this high ground position that Combat Wombats are so desperately trying to vie for. They do manage to push them away, but I mean, the dive is just so much quicker. can just dive straight onto point. Cam gets caught out a little bit though. Team not really there to support him as he goes on a mad chase to the cart.
Yes, so the main strength Dive has against the Brawl is mobility. You really need to play into it. Of course, you really want to be getting the Zen. The Zen is enemy number one. It's like, it should be the only thing being scouted, really, where they are. And you want to just immediately eliminate them to get that damage off the board. Plus, they're a very squishy and mobile character.
Yes, for sure. And yeah, without that Zen, they lack a lot of damage. And he is a bit of a glass cannon, you know. If you get a successful dive onto him, you can pretty easily burst him down and initiate the fight. But I think Cam just keeps getting caught out a little bit and then has allowed Spirit to farm up so much ultimate. I mean, they have 4 ultimates under their bag. A 5th one not soon coming under that Reaper. So yeah, I mean, Combat Wombats have a lot to deal with here.
Yeah, they really do. And looking into it, you can clearly see that they're having trouble deciding exactly what to do. But Jin is setting up now on the back side of the point. Very aggressive teleport from the Reaper. Now on the low ground, that's going to create an opportunity here to dive on that main core.
Oh, looks like the bomb is going to be sent in. The nano onto Cam. The bomb catches Nico. No Ana heals there for Combat Wombats, but Cam still has the nano onto him with the break support coming up there, dealing a lot of damage, pushing them back despite the ultimates used. Going to pop that primal, but the Transcendence is there for Spirit to keep them alive. I think, honestly, Combat Wombats did a really great job there. Despite losing that fight, they managed to get rid of a fair few ultimates, and getting rid of that trans especially is going to be huge, because this next fight, they have so many ultimates to try and win and try and scrape it back.
Yeah, trading a Transcendence for a Primal Rage is not a good situation for the Spirits here. But they do still have their window and their DPS ultimates, which is going to really help them. They have to watch the duplicate, though, from Alex. And if I was Alex, I know I'm a Brian main, but I would go for the Reinhardt.
Ooh.
They
lost Scam already, but a beautiful stick onto the Zen denies that. Looks like the bomb is going to come out. The visor from Lunatic, though, is going to get a double kill. Alex, though, popping off with a nice copy, managing to get some numbers there onto that Ryan. Beautiful play there by the Diva and the Winston from the side of Combat Wombats, rotating onto that high ground, pushing them off with 10 seconds remaining. They have a lot of distance to push this cart. They have managed to pick apart Spirit, but they need to try and dominate this high ground to stop them from regrouping back up there. The Reaper ultimate comes down, but gets completely denied there by the Rally and the Eat.
Yeah, nice play from Nobody there to get that Blossom just completely eradicated out. Teddy wrapping round, looking for a shatter in this overtime fight. Even one player getting shattered could be huge here. But as their support lineup has fallen, Teddy and the rest of the team are going to be in a lot of trouble. Manuel Can is actually on off tank right now. Not just a Philosopher, not just an Overwatch player, but a flex player at that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Flexing their muscles, and Combat Wombats are flexing pretty hard now. Look at the distance this cart has made against pretty much zero opposition as it comes into this last bit here. Spirit are now regrouped, now all together, now with a pick under their belt as well. Getting rid of Alex out of the air. They have the sights as well, going to be used in the back there. Nano going to be invested onto the Tracer, investing all of their guns onto Jin. The Primal Rage coming out from Cam to just juggle them about a bit. Vice, a little bit more time. The Shatter comes through as well, catches only 2 members, but it is going to be enough for Lunatic to take care of Jin, for Cam to drop, and Emily as well. 3 members, no one's there to touch, and that is going to be round 1 complete. So unfortunate, because I think just at the end there, Combat Wombats really showed us their stuff.
Yeah, the duplicate from Alex was a big aggressive ultimate use that really helped, but we really struggled against the Reaper pick with the Winston. Compositionally, you could have swapped hypothetically to a ball for extra mobility, or just try and catch the Reaper out, because it was a very aggressive amount of plays coming from the Reaper. It was a TP in, not a TP out.
Yeah.
And lots of fades being used. But, you know, Spirits have shown that they can play these variant comps of Brawl. They can put in a Zenyatta and still get a lot of value with the Reinhardt Teddy just standing steadfast there, pun intended. And it looks like Combat Wombats are pretty sick of it. They're deliberating on going their own brawl.
Ooh. Can't beat them, join them. Go for the mirror match, I guess. See how it goes on the defense. I mean, it's really odd seeing 2 brawls on this map. I'm so used to seeing dives being played, but you know what? Maybe it will mix it up a bit, give a new, fresh perspective on the different positions on this map. But obviously, these teams are still debilitating on which picks they should go for. Lunatic swapping in and out of that Tracer Hanzo, and yeah, we haven't seen too much from this Genji. My eyes are always on the Genji pick, because either, you know, when you see the Genji pick, you know that they Genji players are very scary. You know, they know that they've been practicing this hero a lot, and yeah, especially with those blades, they can be very powerful. But there's no Ana on the side of Spirit to support them there, so I don't know. Maybe once they get an Ana under their belt, if things get a bit tough, they might have to switch to that and yeah, potentially give that Genji more potential.
There's still the kind of veracity difference in the way that the teams are playing. Obviously, one side has Emmanuel Kant, who of course preaches, you know, live your life as though every act is universal law.
How many quotes do you have them just like written down?
I have tattoos of all Emmanuel Kant.
That is incredible. We're just becoming a massive Emmanuel Kant supporters. I love it.
But you know, it's just like sometimes with the Combat Wombats, sometimes all I coach them is like they're your enemy, you know. they like while obviously in scrims it's very much, you know, a learning environment. When it comes to it, right, in a competition,
yeah,
the people you are against are in your way.
Yes.
They want to get what you want. They want to stop you getting what you've worked for, right? So you really need to have that kind of mindset in a competition, because if you don't, you might just like over respect them.
Yeah.
I'm saying to not respect the enemy skills, but if you over respect the enemy skills, that's even worse, I would say.
Oh yeah, I mean, it gives them a lot of leeway, and I think so much of this game is about that element of surprise, and if you're constantly respecting them, being too wary to engage, or taking a long time to plan, you're giving them already too much, and that can lead to like a snowball effect where you keep respecting them, they keep getting the better of you because of those respects, and the cycle just continues because you respect them more for taking control of those opportunities. So yeah, hopefully Combat Wombats can hit them hard and hit them where it hurts, and get the tables turning, and maybe get Spirit to start over-respecting them.
Thank you for the follow, Fake Smoke Teddy.
Oh, I love it.
The Reinhardt follow, I like it. And of course, if I mispronounce the following name, I will quote another Emmanuel Kant thing for you.
Oh, yes.
Officiel.
Officiel. I love it. Hello.
Oh look, Crumble and I are on the same wavelength. It's almost as if we were on the same team and coach the same team.
Ooh, what do you know? What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Truly. Hello to all the new people in chat. I hope you're enjoying it. I think these are all the players from the scrim, just waiting for it to start.
Spag, I have just realised the followers we're 11 away from 2,000.
Oh my! Wow.
Like, this isn't me doing a plug or anything. Like, that's pretty insane. I don't even remember the follower count that we were at when I joined, but it's definitely increased since I joined over a year ago.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely love the support. Pretty incredible. We're gonna have to do something special for that many followers.
Our birthday's coming up soon.
True.
So is 1K Discord members. So there's a lot going on in A51. Got the Goats tournament coming up the second last weekend of August, and of course we've mentioned there's going to be a farewell Overwatch tournament. There'll be a lot more on that throughout the month.
Yes, more information on that and more! ! Discord, head over there. All the info is there.
Yeah, it's exclamation mark Discord to get in to answer your question. But double bubble defense here is going to allow Cam to drop, touch the point, gain that nano. It's all about alt rotations with this composition.
Ooh, and it's coming in clutch. Some beautiful bubbles there, completely denying the engages onto Cam. I feel like last time a lot of the fights were lost because of their concentration onto Cam, but now the Zarya is there to keep those bubbles onto him. Can stop all of that damage being soaked up a bit too quickly and start charging up the nano for Nico. And it's proving pretty well, you know. Combat Wombats holding their own, keeping control of this high ground. As the cart rotates around this corner, though, they're going to need to start dropping or causing some cause of a ruckus, some kind of stop. Looks like they are going to rotate down to this choke and meet the brawl head on.
Yes, they almost have the nano, which is what the defense needs, but they'll be looking against the blade very soon. But those picks are devastating for the Wombats.
Absolutely devastating. Oh, what an unfortunate. They just rolled into them. I think that's the composition difference there. The brawl just wants to be so up close, and the double bubble was just caught off guard, especially with their core going. Looks like the blade is going to be used just to really try and stall. A bit of a waste, in my opinion. Since this is Scrim, we are playing all the way, and now you'll no longer have that blade. Maybe it's for a swap, who knows.
Yes, we will see, and it looks like it will not be. And it has been a brawl decision here for the side of the Combat Wombats, going for a Reaper Soldier choice though, looking to get that visor very soon, but up against Teddy, who's clearly very good on the Reinhardt character, are going to get this Transcendence, allowing them to push.
Ooh, that trans going to be huge. Does keep them alive, but now they don't have the trans. The Shatter comes down, connects with 3. Absolutely phenomenal. They're reading them like a book. Yeah, and Emmanuel Kant's going to come through on that Diva, getting that double kill, teaching them some philosophy, and that is going to be a clean fight from Spirit.
Yeah, if Emmanuel Kant's a philosopher of off-tanking, then
Yeah.
Teddy is a conductor of main tanking, because that Shatter was utterly great.
Completely devastating. An absolute symphony of damage. And now that they have 3 ultimates, you know, they have the window, the bomb that does get a stick, denies that lamp for this next fight. The window as well, raining down a lot of damage. Combat Wombats doing a great job of just rotating out, trying to hide behind his natural cover, not soak up too much damage. A beautiful charge by Cam catches. Oh, sorry, no, the charge onto Cam catches him off guard. And yeah, that's going to be Spirit keeping the pressure up, capping that point. 5 minutes to cap this last one.
Yep, the payload has no brakes, it would seem. It is all gas here for the attack of Spirits, who have 5 minutes on the 3rd point here. Looking like they're absolutely dominating the Wombats, and they do have another blade. They could use Transcendence to aid the blade, but last time it didn't get too much value, so we'll see what Angel is up to.
I'm sure he's scheming. I think Wombats are in a good position to win here as the Shatter comes through, connects with 4 members, and just like that, it's a complete wipe. Absolutely incredible. They invested a lot of ultimates, but boy did it pay off.
Yeah, Cam just took the conductor sticks and snapped them. And yeah, like you mentioned though, 3 ultimates invested. Both DPS used that opportunity to ult. Well, Jin has swapped though, so you could argue that's one of the reasons why the visor came through. But they still have the blade on the attack. So do they have the bomb and the pulse coming up.
Ooh, yeah, looks like Emmanuel looking for a lineup for the bomb, going straight into the high ground. Does get caught behind a pillar, but it's not going to be enough to save 2 members. The bomb of their own going to be used, I think, just to get that mech back. But yeah, with 2 members gone and a baby diva on the playing field, Lunatic has free reign to stick a nice bomb onto Cam, and the remaining members get cleaned up nice and quickly. But they did invest 2 ultimates to win that one. They do have a Shatter and a Blade and the Transcendence, so Spirit are in a very good position.
Yeah, this is just utter dominance here. Transcendence coming in on the defense and a mega jump. I don't even know what just happened.
Wow.
Zenyatta there got mad air. Window on the high ground is going to be forced out by Nobody and Alex here, but still struggling on the defense as they're slowly getting taken down. And with Rhino board and the blade, it's going to be just clean up now.
Absolute cleanup, and yeah, I mean, Combat's are still holding on to it just about. They still have the members coming back from spawn. Lucio on cart, they just need to clean that up, and that is going to be Spirit to get it. But yeah, I mean, a very dominant display there by Spirit. The one fight that Combat Wombats did win, they heavily invested ultimates. So yeah, I don't know. I think Spirit seem to be very on top of things. You know, nothing seems to break their armor. Hopefully, Combat Wombats will find the comp that breaks this Brawl one-trick team. I don't know if they're a Brawl one-trick, but they have only been playing Brawl so far. We'll just have to see.
Certainly, they have enjoyed playing the Brawl. That's where they found their value. Definitely finding those spicy picks, that Tracer, Genji, Brawl. It's really working for them. And I'm curious to see on a map like Root if they continue to play Brawl. Root really only the third and final area, I would say, is Brawl-like. But I don't know. Combat Wombats are struggling up against this unique composition.
Unique.
That's
yes. Sure. Well, you know what? I think Combat Wombats need something from you, Gio. And that is why I'm spending 500 of my 5-1s for you to give Combat Wombats the motivational speech that they deserve. That they need at these trying times. What will you say to Combat Wombats to combat their sad Wombats?
Well, you're a Wombat. You don't have many natural predators, but you are eaten by foxes, by dingoes, by wild dogs, by eagles, and by Tasmanian devils.
You know a lot about Wombats. Wow.
There's been a lot of wombat for the day. But while they are what eat you, you eat grass. Which means that you touch grass. And in a gaming environment,
this can't be it.
You touch grass. Utilize that. Use the rays of the sun that you've gotten from your nibble in the garden.
Oh.
And you light upon them with glorious deification.
Of all the places you took it, I could never have predicted that. You know what? Honestly, I'm not mad. That was, yeah, I applaud you, Gio, for that one. Absolutely phenomenal.
They are not the spirits of Salzgitter, whatever. They are grass.
They are grass. You will eat them. Devour them, Wombats.
A fox or a wild dog or a dingo or a Tasmanian devil or an eagle.
It's a long list, but they're none of those. So I think Wombats are good. Teddy in chat also saying hello to the spawn door. Just a cheeky little high five. I like it. A bit of camaraderie.
Oh, you're gonna reveal that you're playing Rain.
Oh, revealing strats. No.
No, they could have never seen that coming.
Although they are playing bit of an interesting one, the Winston with the Brawl. Don't normally see this. What kind of dynamic do you think that brings to the Brawl? Playing that Winston as the off tank instead of maybe, you know, a Zarya or a Diva.
It's my favorite type of spice.
Oh,
yes. I love Rain Winston as a composition. I've heard it referred to as a screwdriver comp, but I don't know its full colloquial name.
That's quite cool.
It's just so much cleave damage when you rush into them that they can get like overburdened by how much resource they need to invest to stay alive. Baiters do a very good Rain Winston.
Ooh.
Although in conversations with the likes of Creed, of course, famous
of course
main tank in A51, talked about how really just playing a Reaper into it gets so much value because especially if you're jumping in as the Winston, which you shouldn't be doing, but at this elo it's possible we will see in jumping gauges with this composition. Then that Winston stuck, doesn't have mobility, eat them up and then spit them out like grass.
Like grass, yes.
Or just force them out. So I don't know if the Wombats have that in their knowledge bank, though, to just switch to Reaper against this kind of comp.
Ooh, we'll have to see. As the Philosopher lies in wait for their prey. No one has spotted him yet. Can Emmanuel jump down and teach some holy words to Combat Wombats? No one's noticed them yet. And here he comes with the engage, going straight for the Brigitte. Bubble's not going to do too much in the face of that, but does manage to get them picked off as the peel comes in a little too late at the end there.
Yeah, hiding in the carcass of the train there. I know you're not meant to call a train
The carcass is quite unsettling, that, yeah.
But now they know that there's a Winston in play. It'll be interesting to see how the Wombats adapt, and can they really earn the combat in Combat Wombats?
Ooh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. They're kind of staging at the moment, waiting for their members to come back. And now that the Winston cam is back online with nobody to support them, that's Nobody the Diva, not a non-existent player. I have to clarify that. Very confusing name from my brain, but but yeah, it looks like Combats are taking some space, planning it out, taking their time, looking for an opening, scouting, like you said, crucial part of the engage. And here comes the engage from Cam onto the high ground. The Nano going to support him up, and he takes out the Zen player. Jin also goes down, so the numbers are even, but without that Zen, they're missing a core member of their Brawl comp. A lot less damage can be rained on. I think Teddy is trying to compensate for this by charging straight into the Brigitte, getting caught out a little bit. But yeah, not too much damage coming from Wombats to try and take care of that. With the sights there to try and put a spanner in their works. Teddy does almost get away with it, but Cam managed to pick them apart, and that is going to be Wombats to win this fight. Absolutely amazing play.
The flanks are really getting a lot of value from the defense, and it's created a lot of space here for a re-engage. Manuel Kant missing the jump there against Nico, but Nico in a very good spot. Alex isn't, though, gets domed by the Zen. The Zen is up there and just firing freely.
Ooh, a Hail Mary lamp to try and save Lunatic on the soldier there, but no, Emmanuel Kant coming in with a double kill. Gets rid of both supports. I mean, there's not much more you can do as a tank to sway the fight in your favor. The window going to get used at a pretty dodgy angle, but I mean, it doesn't really matter as the fight is won from Spirit.
Yeah, it's an upsetting amount of time that the Zen is finding free value. It's the main focus that you need to have, because the longer Zen is alive, the more Discord is up, which means everyone in the team is doing more damage, and the more that, you know, the straight just base damage of Zen's orbs are coming in.
For sure.
This Nano, they have plenty to engage
with.
Why did the Winston cross the road?
The stray arrow there. 60 seconds on the clock. But I mean, they have a lot of ultimates. More ultimates, in fact, than Spirit do. But Combats are just so wary of the pressure that's being kept alive from these early picks, from these Discord orbs, from all of the things that Spirit are throwing at them. Looks like they are regrouping finally and ready to press Q. I think both teams are. This next one is going to be intense.
Yes, Nano engage. Gonna come out. Didn't.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, there we go.
There it is. Nano engage coming out onto the Winston. The bomb as well pushes them completely off high ground. The dragon used just before Emmanuel dies. The fight spread out in lots of different places, but it is going to be Combat Wombats with the pick advantage. The sight's going to come through, but Jin with a glorious stick completely denying that in his tracks. Beautiful juggles by the Primal as well, getting rid of Teddy, and that is going to be Combats winning it. Can they contest it before Spirit get the numbers back?
It's going to be a tough one, because Emmanuel Kant's in the back and has Primal Rage. If they're able to jump onto the point and cause a lot of space, especially if the Transcendent's coming back from Ansu. A lot can go down here.
A lot indeed. Ooh. Oh, and Cam dropping early is not what they needed. Very unfortunate. And now they're going to use the Shatter. Catches one. The Rally going to be invested to try and keep them sustained, and it does save that Tracer. But it is going to be the pick slowly trickling forward for Spirit with the Transcendence, both tank ults, and a window. They have just had so many resources to throw into this fight. Very unfortunate for Wombats. Yeah, not much you could do, but they did try really hard and get the better of them near the end there.
Yeah, this is a one-sided affair, but Combat Wombats, I don't know. They're heavily struggling to play any composition into the brawl composition. Of course, I'm not physically there, so they can't hear my advice to play into a brawl comp or to play into a brawl map. But I think that's genuinely the solution against this team because they're not a brawl one-trick team. They're a brawl spice team.
Yes, that's for sure.
And like the Spice Girls, they can be very easily broken up.
That's why do you have to say that, Gio? I'm sad. But yeah, they can be easily broken up if you play your cards right. I mean, it's all very well, me sitting on my caster's chair being like, yes, easy, just break up spirits, yes, break up this brawl composition that they've got going, but much harder in practice, especially for me, being the washed player I am. But yeah, my eyes are on Ingle on this Widowmaker pick for the attacking side of spirits. It could be interesting. I love a good Widow,
Yeah, for sure. One thing is for sure, the Spirit of Salzgitter is one of steadfastness, of nice, aggressive push, of determination, of relentlessness. So I don't know if Salzgitter is a place or a person, or I don't know what the reference
An idea?
is.
I don't know.
Whoever, whatever, or wherever Salzgitter is, it's certainly a great place, person, thing.
Certainly, and honestly, I think I'm warming to join the cult of this mythical place, person, thing. Yeah. They certainly do bring the right spirit, and I think that spirit is spicy brawl compositions, which seems to be paying off.
My Scottish accent, it doesn't like pronouncing T's. And there's two of them right there.
Yeah, it is. It's not the easiest one. Spirit of Salzgitter.
Salzgitter.
Is it German? No. Salt sounds German. Salzgitter.
So I think it's German, purely based off of their logo, which was the logo that Ordnungsamt used. So I don't know if they're from the same org or from, I don't know, the same community, but that's why I'm assuming it is German. Immanuel Kant was also Prussian, so maybe there's a connection there.
Bringing the power of Prussia forward.
Yes.
Vicariously through Scrim's years ago. No!
I don't even know if if Prussia had a theme.
I don't know. I'm not much of a history buff. I'll get back to you on that one. We'll get our researchers on it. I would play it during stream, but that's a very quick way to get our stream muted, so maybe not.
Yeah.
If we sing it awfully enough, then we can circumvent it by just being truly awful singers.
Yeah. I mean, there's that clip of me, Orsio, and Crumble singing Country Roads, and it's delightfully out of time.
Yes.
And everything else musically.
Dodged copyright.
We dodged the copyright with our pure cat deaf, like. Not to say Crumble was like that. Crumble, of course, a beautiful.
Beautiful musician.
Yes.
And a beautiful person, I have to say. Stunning
Pipes
individual.
of an angel. That's what I say.
Pipes of an angel. This is just becoming a fan club for Crumble now, and you know what? I'm all for it.
Yeah, I stand Crumble.
I stand Crumble. Get some Crumble walks in chat. Why not? Looks like Combat Wombats discussing a lot of strats. Discussing how their defense is going to cement the way forward for the next couple of map wins. And you know what, Gio? I'm always an optimist. I'm always supporting the underdog. I think Combat Wombats, if they're not going to win this map, they're certainly going to give Spirit a hard time. That's my prediction.
The little marsupial that could.
Exactly. And this is them bringing the heat right here. They have the high ground under their control. The Diva to scout. It's all to play for.
Combat.
Combat. Yes.
Teddy is physically pushing the payloads. I was like behind him pushing it like
It's like the push game mode. I love it. Yeah, they run around this corner. Combat Wombats biding their time, coiling back like a spring ready to strike. trying to find an opening. Meanwhile, the flank coming out from the philosopher himself, Emmanuel Kant, flanking from behind. No one spotted the Winston.
No one has spotted the Winston, which is
Oh, there he is.
Ooh! Not as good a jumper as they are a philosopher.
Oh, but the Echo is good, getting a triple kill there. Absolutely insane Echo plays. That's going to be enough to silence the Wombats for now. Not silenced just yet.
Yeah, Lunatic is going mad on them right now with the Echo plays. Already has duplicate also. And Engel already with Widow Ultimate as well. Faster gaining than any of the DPS lineup of Combat Wombats. So this is gonna be rough to watch, I think.
We'll have to wait and see. Or completely embarrassing for Spirit. That's my prediction. They're going to use these ultimates and they're going to get completely shut down. Here comes the visor. So now Combat Wombats are truly within Spirit's sights. They are doing a great job hiding behind natural cover. Both supports hiding it out with the Diva. I really like this play from Combats, you know. Just going to wait to outplay it safe.
Wombats roasting on an open fire. Oh yes, this is good positioning here to try and pressure out the Zenyatta. It's all about diving the Zenyatta. If that Zenyatta is alive, then you're going to get so much value against yourself.
Ooh, there comes the copy from Lunatic. Getting that copy onto Soldier 76. Going to get the remaining members of Wombats out of the game. I think after that, Ana dropped out from the infra sites. It wasn't a lot they could do.
Yeah, they still have the nano available.
This is their get out of jail free card. Jin gonna swap to a Widow to a contest. I like it. A power play. Here comes the nano onto Cart. Cam gonna engage onto the Ryan. The Ryan battering him about a little bit. Drops down to half HP. It's gonna be Tio dropping. That's a huge pick there. Cam falling. A bit unfortunate. Oh, but they didn't quite have the time there to capitalize on that beautiful initial pick onto the BAP.
Yeah, meanwhile, Lunatic went for a flying catching and signal by the baby diva of nobody. But they did distract the support lineup and the DPS of Jin, who was caught in a close range battle against an Echo. And Angle has the angle to take out Jin there, and with this long sight line, Angle is going to be going absolutely mad with it.
For sure. Let's see if they can get some picks. They're trying to deny the Echo some value. Drops dangerously low as the Infrasites run out. And that is going to be the copy onto the Winston for the side of Combat Wombats. Immediately gets shredded up. The Transcendence as well there to keep them alive. Spirit still all to play for. Here comes the bomb and the rally as well from Combat Wombats. Completely destroying Teddy's shields. Allow them to rotate in. The Shatter comes down, connects with two. And it's going to be clean-up duty for Spirit here as they chew through them. Lunatic once again absolutely chewing through them. I mean, this player has just shown us a peak DPS performance on the Tracer, now on the Echo.
Yeah, Lunatic is living up to the name here with the madness of their plays, and it's definitely working out. Can get smelted into some iron ingots there.
Ooh.
It's now been picked up by the attacking team. Lots of ultimates available still for the attacking team soon.
Lots of ultimates available, but it is going to be the copy used. I like the Wombats, you know, they're just not giving up despite the odds. Still charging onto point, still trying to contest it. But yeah, that is going to be another one for Spirit on the doors. And yeah, they've just been very dominant so far, for sure. And I think Combat Wombats is slowly beginning to get a bit exhausted by going against these brawls time and time again. But at least Spirit are spicing it up, you know, with a few different picks here and there.
Yes, spicing it up is how the Spirit of Salzgitter is definitely doing it. I don't really know what to say about the compositions that they're running because Echo, Winston, Reinhardt, it's like what, and a Widow, and a Zen. I don't even know what to say.
It's a strange one.
It is a strange one, but when you're against a dive that's not diving your Zen, anything's possible, really.
It's
And
true.
unfortunately for Combat Wombats, they're either not scouting the Zen, they're not being able to stage for the Zen, or they don't even know that they should be engaging on the Zen. I don't know exactly what the issue is,
Mm.
but something needs to change here in the mentality of how the Wombats play their dive compositions. But I would like to see a brawl versus brawl on a brawl heavy map. I I always meme it when it's
Interesting.
picked, but now I'm asking for King's Row because I want to see what would happen.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that too. Because I mean, they obviously Spirit know their brawl in and out, but how well are they at playing the stereotypical King's Row brawl that we all know and love against Combat Wombats' stereotypical brawl that I don't think we've seen yet, have we? Maybe a bit on Busan. Can't remember.
Yeah, we did see some on Busan, but in terms of like how they played, they were still warming up with that comp.
Oh
It
yeah.
was quite clear to see. I'd like to see if they played brawl with like some viciousness and aggression.
Mm. I'd like to see that too. But hopefully they could bring the aggression to the table. It looks like we are skipping 2CP as a map type, which I'm sure will fill all of you with glee. As it fills me with
Yes.
glee.
Yeah, 2CP will very soon be gone.
Yeah.
Our GOATS tournament doesn't even have 2CP in the rotation because it's meant to just be a fun reminder of what the comp was. It's not about playing 2CP.
Exactly. And yeah, I
Oh.
guess it's gone in Overwatch 2 as well. So
Yeah, Emmanuel Kant's actually in the spectators. Maybe their mother, Anna Regina Router, has asked them to come off of the game for a bit.
do you know Emmanuel Kant's mother?
Okay, that one I had to look up.
I was gonna say that is so impressive.
That
And-
one I looked up.
That their name does begin with an A who's subbing in, so you know.
Oh.
Oh, I see a connection there. Secretly, Spirit of Salz are just Immanuel Kant supporters. Spreading the gospel of this philosopher.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look them up. Oh, you predicted it! You called it. You called it.
Brawl into the Wombats. Wall them off.
Let's see it.
Van Hammer. Be aggressive. Be wild. Be like the Tasmanian devil that is the prey of the Wombats in the wild.
Yes. Yes. Show us how aggressive those wombats can truly be.
Tasmanian devil was my favorite cartoon character from childhood. I don't know, something just really vibed with me. I liked his vibe.
You fancy yourself as a bit of a Tasmanian devil?
Well, sometimes when I cast, I sound like which is obviously the best known quote of Tasmanian.
Oh yeah, I know that one. I think. Yeah. That's a very famous one. Much like the famous quotes from the late Immanuel Kant.
Yes, Immanuel Kant. We'll talk about morality and reason.
Oh yes.
Devil will talk about.
Honestly, truly inspiring. Those two, the greats of philosophy.
Great minds of Western and Southeastern philosophy.
Oh, amazing. But yeah, like you said,
Like,
we're going to brawl.
Tasmanian devil quotes if there is any.
Are you gonna Google it? See if there's any quotes.
Tasmanian devil quotes.
Oh no! Oh no! See, this is why we're never having a research team on hand for our casters, because we're just asking to Google just wild stuff. Is anything popping up, or is it just
A lot of Facebook mum memes are coming up.
ah,
Not a lot from the devil himself.
the devil himself? Oh no! Do you think Spirit are Tasmanian devils? Maybe Emmanuel is embodying the Tasmanian devil against these wombats. Maybe that's why they're getting so much fortune.
It could be. Sorry, not. Yeah, none of these are quotes. These are all just Facebook mum memes.
No, it's worth a
But
shot.
spin as fast as a hurricane. That's a Tasmanian devil thing to do.
Yes. Yes. Let's see if Combat Wombats can spin as fast as a hurricane. Looks like they're hiding in statue. The Maywall there, pretty good. Doesn't quite catch off the Reinhardt. And with the flashbang, getting rid of Cam as well early. That's going to be Combat Wombats rotating out of there as quick as possible. But I like this, you know. They know when the fight is lost. They're not willing to give up any slither of extra ultimate charge to the Spirit. Unfortunately, DV does get demech near the end there. But, yeah, you know, they're playing pretty optimally.
Yeah, Lunatic have actually swapped onto the Cassidy instead of having a Tracer, so they actually are playing a little bit more normal rush. Of course, it's the Spirit of Salzgitter, so of course they're going to play that Genji with it though.
Yeah, it can't be normal all the way. Beautiful rotation through Hotel from the Wombats. Going to try and catch them by surprise at an early window. I really like this aggression coming through. The Lunatic with a high noon, though, trying to push them back. A very good usage to outweight that window. But they still have a bit of extra time to rain down some more damage. Rotate through Hotel. The wall comes out, sectioning off the members of their team. Spirit caught between a rock and a hard place here as the momentum carries them forward. Gets rid of Teddy. They're going to use that window in desperation on the high ground to rain down a bit of extra damage onto the Wombats. But the Wombats still looking powerful. Here comes the Blade, though, by Angle with a double kill coming forward. Lunatic to follow up, and the Wombats so nearly had that fight in the bag.
Yeah, Lunatic as Cassidy there was completely on an off angle of their own, and that allowed them to really catch out some of the members of Wombats to keep them in a safe position to get their shooting in. And of course, congratulations to Lunatic, they're level 25, they can now play comp.
Congratulations. Takes a while to get there. So maybe they'll, as a fresh player, expand their knowledge into comps. But yeah, it looks like the mail is going to be used with the beat as well on the side of Wombats, and they're creating a lot of space with it, you know. They're keeping the momentum going forward. They do, unfortunately, drop Jin, but Angle is soon to follow the beat of Spirit's own to keep them alive. And yeah, that is going to be clean up on the side of Spirit.
Yes, it is. Spirit doing very well. The Cassidy working very well for them also. And I and the Wombats were expecting them to play like something that wasn't a Cassidy. So I think choosing this Cassidy on King's Row really surprised the Wombats, pardon me.
I think so. For sure. But they're kind of dealing with it. We've seen them get much closer than previous matches to capping this point. The high noon going to come out from Lunatic and the shatter down. But there's so much damage being pumped into that shield that Cam just gets chewed through. The blade also going to be used, but I think this is overstaying their welcome from Spirit here. They've invested all of their ultimates. They only really have a bomb next fight. Combat Wombats, in the meanwhile, have a lot more up their sleeve. So this could be where the tables turn.
Yeah, the Wombats have a lot of choices. They can open up another window from Nico. They have a shatter from Cam, although Teddy, of course, a very good Reinhardt. Will be hard to get it through. You want to break that shield first. Maybe you can do that with the window.
Ooh, and here it comes. The high noon used early by Jin there, keeping a lot of pressure, and it does manage to catch Teddy. A huge pick from the high noon. The shatter catches them all off guard, and this is them becoming the Tasmanian Devils themselves. Absolutely cleaving through Spirit, getting that point, completely denying any hope that Spirit have to full hold King's Row as Combat Wombats best them on the brawl composition that they have been flexing so hard. Absolutely love to see it. The panic bomb there by Spirit near the end doesn't connect with anyone, just trying to contest for as long as possible. It's not over yet as Spirit get the numbers back, but they're just feeding ultimate charge as the Wombats cleave through them.
Yeah, I think they were trying to touch to activate overtime, but that doesn't change the amount of time that you get when you finally cap. So we're just kind of feeding some ult charge there to the Wombats, who have their Blizzard and Nico. Like I mentioned at the very start, before we started watching, an insane flex support already has window again.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty insane how quickly you can charge it up.
Yeah. I believe that means there's going to be 2 windows during the time that Tio hasn't built one. I don't know if I've seen that correctly, but I think that's the case.
Ooh. If that is the case, it's definitely owing homage to his ability. Here comes the blade coming through, connects with one. Tio taking out Cam, and yeah, I think the blade there carried that fight forward and did allow them to charge up a lot of ultimates. So now the ultimate's looking a little bit more even for both of these teams as Spirit pushed them all the way to spawn.
Well, still got a lot in the arsenal. Blade gone for the defending team, although they still have their support ultimates here. And Hainun will be very good at creating space as we move forward. But can this Blizzard get the value it needs to get?
Ooh, it does manage to get placed on just in time as the stun comes through. Catches 3 with the Blizzard there, and that's going to be clean up. The beat going to be used from Combat Wombats as well, just to maintain that momentum, and they managed to clean up the fight. I mean, Combat Wombats Brawl is looking almost on par with Spirit's here. There's a lot of ebb and flow. Spirit have managed to push them back time and time again, but this is the first time we've seen Combat Wombats bite back.
Yeah, there is, and they still have plenty in the arsenal moving forward. They have to be careful of the tank ults coming up, and of course the beat from Ansu will be able to come up big against some of these ultimates, but the window here would be devastating against defense.
Oh, but the aggression comes in nice and early with the Shatter connecting with the Reinhardt. The lamp is the only thing that saves them. They have to invest the beat as well so early. Can they wait out this beat and potentially get the damage down? Here comes the Bomb Shatter combo from them, and it's just too much for Combat Wombats. That was almost completely in their favor, but thanks to hiding behind the natural cover and the ultimate usage, Spirits managed to get that one away. But look how far that cart traveled. Honestly, I gotta say, Combat Wombats very well done for that attack.
Yeah, definitely some star members as well on the sides of Combat Wombats. For the side of Spirit of Salzgitter, I don't want to say anything disparaging, but I'm worried about the back of Lunatic. If we could get like a back expert in just to check,
Yeah,
because they've been playing extremely well. In fact, like very often it's their off angles that allow Spirit of Salzgitter to get sort of
Spirit.
to allow the Spirit to get where they need to go. But of course, Teddy at the front line is a very great Reinhardt. More than double the damage that Cam has on the Reinhardt.
I mean, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and 2 more. Those are. I don't think those numbers are limbs. They're final blows. On the sides there we have.
I think so.
Scrim stats. Yeah. So it just goes to show how much the Spirit are playing into Teddy, allowing them to get that extra damage. Say extra, double the damage of the opposing Reinhardt. And of course, those small kind of off angles and flanks from Lunatic working extremely well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you got to have that game sense to know when's the right time to go on those off angles and know, excuse me, which off angles are the most optimum ones to take. And yeah, Lunatic has been showing us that they definitely have that game sense there. I do like Wombats queuing up in a little line here. It's as if they're all waiting to talk to Jin, get his autograph or something.
Yeah, she's just sitting there punching in. I don't know why they've assembled themselves in such a line. But it is worth remembering 2 riggers on the side of the Wombats.
Yes.
Emily and Alex coming in. So they are without Mary Perry and Dark, who are key members of the team. So that's why there's a lot of chaos as well, because you're just dealing with people that you need to get used to how they play, and they need to get used to how the team plays, etc.
Yes, that's for sure. And I mean, they're doing well despite that, I gotta say. This, I feel like Kings Row has definitely been a moment where we've seen a little bit of bounce back. Both of these teams have taken their time, and it's the first time we've really seen Wombats ready up before Spirit. And I think that speaks for itself. Spirit are a little bit more scared now. They've been like, okay, maybe we can't just, waltz our way through. Maybe we do have to, keep our head in the games a little bit here, which is good to see. Especially on a comp like Brawl, which Spirit have been, basically showing us time and time again that that's their staple composition, with a bit of spice here and there, but mostly the same kind of style. And Combat Wombats almost beating them at their own game there.
Yeah, it's holdable. at first point, and you can stop them from getting pretty much all the way to the end of second, but it's going to take a lot of grit
Yes.
from the side of Wombats against whatever the composition that the Spirit have decided to play right now.
For sure. Yeah, we'll just see how it pans out. Obviously, Spirit down, just waiting for an opening. Looks like they do get one as Nico falls. A very unfortunate pick for the Wombats, but very fortunate for Spirit. You know, they lack that healing, and that is going to allow the picks to soon follow. I reckon if Nico stayed alive there, they definitely would have had a bigger chance, but unfortunately not, as Spirit roll in and cap that point.
Yes, they do. They have fat-fingered their immortality field, so there's an opportunity for Cam. Charge is a little far forward.
Ooh. Looks like they are going to keep investing. The Dragon catches two, the Ryan and the Bap. Very unfortunate there. Lunatic not missing a beat with this aggression.
Yeah. If this player is this elo, then they must have terrible communication or positioning in comp or something. Because their mechanical skills are insane.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not often you see that big of a disparity between mechanical skill and supposedly game sense, considering the elo that we're at. Very interesting.
You can get that a lot with players that come in from Valorant and CS:GO.
That's true, actually,
and
yeah.
other FPSs. It's usually like players that come in from MOBAs that have a kind of better understanding of game sense because of the different heroes and abilities and the roles, etc.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, better understanding of the positioning as well. Very crucial as we see Cam roll in here off the back of an amazing May ult. Catches Teddy. Gonna drop very low, but does have those bubbles to keep them alive and definitely pushes Spirit all the way back. The wall there as well, sectioning them off. Great job by Tio, jumping on top of the wall, getting the heals raining down from above. But Wombats, that ain't going to stop them as they just roll through. Use the window very aggressively. Absolutely love it. Nico with a double kill on the BAP. And that is going to send Spirit straight back to spawn.
Yeah, that's a nice defense there from the Combat Wombats, even keeping themselves with some crucial defensive ultimates. They'll be with Beat and Shatter very soon to join the Noon and Bomb. Of course, both Bomb and Noon can create a lot of space. I would save the Bomb though for the Blade of Engel to try and counteract and create an area where it can't play.
Ooh, unfortunately, Shatter gets blocked by the May wall, and the Bomb catches a couple there. I'm going to send a Bomb in there of their own. Does catch the Lucio, but the picks off the back of those initial engages do sway towards the side of Spirit. The Dragon comes through as well. Sections off Combat Wombats, keeps them pushing back. And that is going to be the D.Va demeched and Spirit getting a lot of space.
A lot of space indeed. And this is going to probably what swings them round to win it here. I don't think Combat Wombats can touch to try and stop this cap, as it will be secured. 4 minutes 30 in the time bank for third, and they will be looking to come in with a Graviton Surge and a Blade. Could combo them, but with Alex out, they might not need any ults.
They might not need it. Looks like Combat's doing the wise thing here, rotating back down one. They do have the quick respawns though, so they could get there nice and quickly. They are waiting on this Blade and Grav, which I'm sure they know is coming. The window from Nico, always on the pitch it seems. Basically just another ability for this Batiste player. Absolutely incredible. Both Divas demeched. Nico with the drops to the hands of Lunatic. The Dragon comes through. The Mail used just in time before they get picked off by Lunatic on the high ground, who has free reign. The D.Va finally there to contest them, but it's just not going to be enough as there's so much damage coming through. The Genji doesn't quite manage to deflect in time to save the Lucio, though. Graviton Surge finally used solo onto one player. The beat as well used by Combat Wombats. They really are investing to try and stall for as long as possible, and it's kind of working, you know. Not a lot of space has been made since, but they has conceded the high ground for the BAP to use that window. Nobody doing a good job of contesting, though. It's all to play for as it rolls into this last point.
All to play for. It's all Lunatic in the kill feed, though. Nico's going to get Tio proving dominance on the Baptiste there, but Lunatic is just unhinged with their mechanic ability and the fact that they have so much damage compared to everyone else in the lobby here. A clear star player.
Clearly, yeah, oh for sure. Absolutely pumping in that damage. Do manage to take down that Doom. The stall picks are now out for Combat Wombats, and they have managed to hold on to it just about. This ball by Nobody just rolling around, doing a good job of contesting. In the meanwhile, though, the picks are slowly but surely coming through from Spirit, but they need to be a bit quicker if they want to cap this point. You know, they have the quick respawns in the back. It's just the damage boosted Hanzo raining down some arrows. Does get caught out by a shatter. Maybe best idea is not to stand still. As the picks do come through from Combat Wombats, they get a double kill. The window is dropped, and they hold on to this last point.
Yeah, they are holding on by a Fred, but that Fred is all they need. Alex is on Doomfist here. Peculiar choice, but if it works out, it's what they're going to need. Coming up to Pulse Bomb very soon. Nobody to mines. These things are going to be very crucial in this final fight.
Ooh, for sure. It's all coming down to these final ultimates. 1 minute 50 on the clock. It's not a lot of time. Lunatic taken out there by Alex. A key MVP taken out nice and early.
Yeah, very key. That's really going to allow the Wombats some space here on their defense as we get to 90 seconds on the board. This is the least amount of time that this team has had on any of their hybrid or payload maps.
Yeah.
So far, this is the best performance we've seen from the Wombats in the defense.
Oh, and it just keeps coming as they get a nice early pick onto the Lucio. Oh, Emily unfortunately into the drink. But those quick respawns and on the Lucio means they can come back with that beat, which will be crucial for denying Engel the blade that he's hoping for. Mine's going to be used by Nobody onto the point, a great way of stalling. The Primal also used by Spirit to juggle them about. A huge double kill from those mines lying in wait there, thanks to the charge of Cam. With 50 seconds remaining, Combats are still holding on to it.
Yes, they are. And yeah, as we approach what's pretty much final fight territory, we need to think, okay, what are the attack team going to use? Well, they have this blade, but they've just lost the Genji. They have this Graviton Surge. Will they combo it with the blade or wait for the dragon? That's going to be their decision here. They've put their main tank back onto Reinhardt.
Ooh, is it going to be enough as the grab is used? The grab dragon combo, but the beat lamp is there. Now a beat of Spirit's own to keep them sustained. They do manage to catch 3 kills. Both supports down for the Wombats, but Nobody is still on that ball. Still trying to contest for as long as possible. As long as possible, pun intended. Let's go. They do manage to take down Nobody as it takes into overtime finally. The stall picks come out from Combat Wombats. They're going to wait till the last second to pounce. Is that the right move? As Spirits are a bit confused. They're just lying in wait, but they do manage to touch in time. Let's see how this fight unfolds.
Yeah, Lunatic on the high ground though, and uncontested at that, and an uncontested Lunatic is one that's just going to spew damage, and here comes the dragon also onto them, and Shatter.
Ooh, doesn't connect with Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Completely misses, and yeah, the stagger picks are there. They just want to try and touch for as long as they can, but they don't manage to do it as Spirit cap it all the way. But in overtime, amazing play there by Wombats. I think we've definitely seen them, you know, evolve, come into their own a little bit at the end there.
Yeah, the best performance definitely came in from the Wombats at the end there. So that was good to see.
Lovely stuff. And I think that is our final game of the day. A pretty solid one to end on, especially for Wombats. I think, you know, they came back a little bit at the end there and showed them what for. So I'm quite happy that that is the one you end on. You know, end on a high.
For sure, yeah. Wombats definitely still got a lot to work on, especially if they're considering joining the farewell tournament in September.
the parental coach coming out there.
Yes, definitely. Spirit of Salzgitter though, definitely a strong team. A little bit spice with their different levels of you know, playing brawl.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting team for sure.
Yeah, an interesting team. And you know what? At the end of the day, they gave Combat Wombats a lot of things that Combat Wombats can work on. You know, they exposed a lot of their weaknesses and a lot of their strengths. So I feel like that's, at the end of the day, what scrims are all about, right? Is that learning experience. So yeah, hopefully Spirit also gained some things so that they could potentially improve on in the future. And yeah, I think it's given you some good material to help coach them on.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna be hearing from me.
Well, then that's a successful scrim.
That's what Scrim's all about. Like Immanuel Kant says, experience without fury is blind, and fury without experience is just chatting shit. Essentially, pardon my.
I think that's word for word. Actually, I do remember.
Yeah, the word for word what Immanuel Kant said.
Very cool. Very good indeed. I don't know if we have any interviews.
Yeah, it looks like we did not.
Looks like, alas, we don't. But yeah, despite not having interviews, I'm sure you can interview Combat Wombats later when they next get a body. I love it.
But yes, that'll be all from us. Thank you to the teams for allowing us to stream you, especially last minute.
Yes.
And thank you, Spag, for producing and casting with me.
Always my pleasure. It's been a while since we casted together, so I'm glad we got this casting.
Yeah, I'm glad we got this in. Next time we'll be in a tournament.
Woo. I'm ready.
Maybe, I don't know.
I hope so.
I just said that. I don't know why.
Now I'm penciled in. Now I have to do it, Gio.
Yes.
You leave me no choice.
But my name is Gio, and don't forget to laugh loud and love yourself. Good night, folks.
I forgot I was producing.